If the judge rules on our side, which we expect he will, we want the park back. The park has to be winterized. The park has to be open to the people in the neighborhood. The inconvenience to the businesses and people who live there has to stop.
A confident deputy mayor as arguments are heard from both the city and the occupiers in a hearing today. The judge's ruling will determine if the encampment at St. James Park will stay or go.
You can't really count your chickens before they hatch. I think everyone just has to wait for the decision until Monday.
Anne is one of 5 occupiers represented in this application. Their lawyer seeking a permit that would allow protesters to stay at St. James Park indefinitely until her clients have made their point. She said this of the park: it's a manifestation of what they're trying to create in the world. The Canadian Civil Liberties Association has also got involved in the legal fight.
Democracy is messy. Protests, they need to make noise, they need to have their impact felt by members of the public.
The lawyer representing the city sees things differently.
One of the things the court is looking at is there a reasonable balancing of the interests of the protesters versus those of the public. And the city's notice allows the protesters to be there 19 and a half hours a day, and we think that's a reasonable compromise.
Facing a packed courthouse, the judge challenged the Occupy movement, saying every protest group all of a sudden has its own park. At the end of the day, where do I ride my bike? The judge also questioning this treehouse erected after he put a stop to further construction. While the battle waged in court, protesters here joined union members to draw new battle lines in the downtown core. We are 99%. About 70 people marched to King and Yonge this afternoon, where Labour Minister Lisa Raitt was holding a meeting.
No matter where you appear in public, you will find the Labour movement, you will find the occupation movement, because the two movements are coming together to say basically to the 1%ers, if you think that you can just take away our basic rights without a fight from the rest of us, you're very much mistaken.
You made your point, and I'm going to respectfully ask you not to leave.
Protesters eventually peacefully cleared, and the intent is to remain peaceful on both sides, but there are no guarantees. If the courts rule with the city, then people will still stay.
I think they'll stay for a little bit. I mean, it depends on what the response is from bylaw and police. After the G20 and the heavy-handed response that we got from the officers there, I can't really rule out escalation on either side.
What if there's resistance from these occupiers?
Well, that'll be in the hands of the bylaw officers and the police and the trained experts.